Grab your costumes and pillowcases and get knocking on doors. We're going Halloween racing for the Reigel Promotions Jack-O-Lantern 200. 30 cars, 100 laps, and all the tricks and treats you could ask for along the way. Just don't be frightened out of a chance for a checkered flag. Welcome to Pit Stop TV and the virtual Fontana, California. I'm Andrew Cardinale IV with Mason Houseman alongside, and it's a pleasure to join you for continuing coverage of the Jack-O-Lantern... No, continuing coverage, sorry. I have that in for leagues. Oh, Mason, I've thrown it away. See, I said tricks along the way. The treat is the checkered flag for whoever wins this race and the money associated along with it. Well, we're getting it out of the way early, I suppose, but welcome to the virtual Auto Club Speedway, and we'll break character a little bit, break the fourth wall, and get down to business. Mason, this is one special racetrack. Auto Club Speedway, of course, no longer open, no longer functioning, but man, it was a whole lot of fun while it lasted.
No, yeah, I love this track. Every time I've ever raced this track, it's always been a blast. Super wide, a lot of different corners, a lot of different lines, and you know, we've raced here a lot with you guys' coverage, and every time we've come here, it's been a good race. So I think we're going to see that again tonight with these Gen 6s.
Yeah, we are running the Gen 6 NASCAR Cup cars. We're having a couple of graphic issues. Stand by with that. We are running the Gen 6 NASCAR Cup cars, the Ford Mustang, Chevrolet Camaro, Toyota Camry of old, from 2021 or so. So it's exciting to bring those to the racetrack this evening as we work on the graphics issues alongside. But, well, we've got some info in the doc here, Mason. If you could read off just kind of what we've got going on as far as like track info, more or less what these guys are dealing with as far as we've got, I believe, 4 chain set of tires, that kind of stuff as I work on this.
Yes, let me pull that up just for you right now and for you guys out there in the broadcast. So tonight, of course, we are at Auto Club Speedway. We have 2 change sets. We have 3 green, white checkers. It is a 100-lap race with a fuel load of 100%. And tonight, these drivers have 1 fast repair, so they have to be careful around these tracks because one wrong move, you're in that wall. Gotta use that fast repair. Yeah, this track is very good. I love this track, and I haven't ever raced here before at night, so maybe these drivers will have more grip, and it will make it so we have better side-by-side racing. But hopefully, we have a good time here tonight. This field is set by qualifying, not by heats. So we will, once they are done with their drivers meeting, we will see some cars out there on track.
Graphics are now working. We've revived the graphics portion of the broadcast. Sorry about that, getting things going, but hey, we're here this evening for some racing. That's what matters. We've got racing coming up as well. We're gonna have a 5-minute qualifying session here shortly. Let's go to the Whiplash Simcam's race details. The 200-lap race, fix that up, 3 change sets, 100% fuel, no fast fix, up to 3 green, white checkers. That's the cliff notes for this race, and we'll talk more about that as the evening goes on. But this practice session coming to a close, and we've got a whole bunch of partners along with it. So I got to go through all the different... I've got a long list of notes here alongside me. There's so many great people helping this event take place. I know my point is, I know the practice session was sponsored, and I want to make sure we get that plug in there. There's so many people who have made this event possible. So many. The list is very, very long, so I'll grab this link here from Andrew Reigel helping us out with all of that. QuickTime Designs practice. Thank you. There we go. QuickTime Designs practice session. I knew there was a sponsor for it. I just had to get there. So the QuickTime Designs practice session led by Josh Cottle. We'll move into qualifying now as these guys go for QuickTime to start this race off. And oh man, it wouldn't be Halloween without just something being tricky, right? And here we are with things being very tricky for us to get the broadcast started. But give me just a moment here to flip into the iRacing.com sim, and everything is going to be working for now. For now, I say, as while qualifying is rolling out onto the racetrack, there is Tyler Bickford. Chubb Shockley's on the racetrack, or at least about to hit the racetrack. Michael Moquin in the 53. Blake Thronberg is out there in car 22. We know that name from the Sim Auto Racing Association. We also know the name of Josh Cottle, who led practice. There is that number 13 car.
Yeah, and you're going to see these drivers all night utilizing every lane of this track. A lot of these drivers, for setting fast times, you're going to see them running that top line, get the run out of the corner so they can set their lap up for lap 1. Most of the time, I am a lap 1 setter on this track. I don't really like the tires being warm around here because I feel like they get loose, but that could just be the next gen. I haven't ran the Gen 6 in a while.
It's been a while for me even, and as we watch Josh Connell here take his first lap of qualifying, he is starting up top on the very top of the racetrack, second lane down the racetrack, I'd say, through the corner, but working right up there on the straightaways, and it's interesting to watch how these guys are going to attack this racetrack this evening. This Gen 6 car is so different from what Cup racing is nowadays. It's just such a trip back in time, a little bit like Xfinity. There are some similarities, but this Gen 6 car in particular, the lower horsepower, higher downforce package, is just such a different animal. It's so far out there at this point. It's, what, 3 years removed now? It feels so different.
It's somewhere around there. I can't even tell you the last time I raced these cars. I think we had a fun race one time with these cars, and that was the last time I raced them. That was like last year. So I'm not really going to base it much off of that because that was Daytona, and these cars handle way different around here than they do Daytona. But I can say that from past leagues, as we see Atkins could have past time there, these cars get tight, and they suck at it. But they love racing them.
Matthew Selby, second quickest. There we go. Josh Connell now jumps up to the top of the board. He's quickest at a 39.732. The 7.62 for Sheldon Atkins, who goes second. Selby down to third at an 8.02 and an 8.16 for Jack Mace. Is now Jonathan Atkins joins the other Atkins up top in the third position here for Jonathan. Matthew Selby fourth. Rocky Boyd now fifth spot in his number 16 car as he crashes into the turn 1 safer barrier there on the outside of the racetrack. Other cars going on the racetrack, we've got Jacob Harberts in the 80.
Yeah, I love seeing how hard these guys run these cars. It's like a time back or trip back to the past. As we see Tyler Bentley set the fastest time, and not really that much of a convincing lead. I like seeing how close these guys are in times. I mean, oh my gosh, that's Chubbs. Holy crap, that is a convincing time. That's a big gap to the guy in second.
Chubbs Shockley with a 6/100th of a second gap now back to Tyler Bentley in qualifying. Chubbs Shockley very quick. Jacob Harbert's even quicker, a 39.644, 2/100ths of a second faster than Chubbs Shockley. And we've got some more on the racetrack still. Scott Fritz is on lap number 2. He could have a heater around the far end of the speedway this time by. And let's not forget Alex McCullum. Looks like McCullum's lap will net him a 24th position starting spot.
Yeah.
Scott Fritz out of the final corner. Here we go, down to the start-finish line. Let's see what he's got. "13th.
I love how fast these cars look around this track. I thought that was a burner. It looked so fast with these camera views. And Harberts took away my joke. I was going to say when Shockley took the pole position, I was going to say his last name is setting him right because he shocked me when he set that time, and then Harberts had to shock me even more. So
Benjamin Wirt goes third quick, and yeah, Chubb Shockley's got one of the best racing names I've ever heard. But let's get down to it then. Qualifying wraps up, and Jacob Harberts takes the pole this evening. I want to thank all the partners. We're going to go through the slates here one more time on your screen and just thank some of these partners with this event. Of course, Regal Promotions handling the hard part, all of the work that goes into it behind the scenes, but Admin Box, QuickTime Designs, Elevated Television, as well as Extreme Rap Studio, Buckeye Racing Network, Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions, and finally, Regal Promotions, Victory Fuel, and Premier Racing Setups. We're into the race session now. 200 miles coming up for these drivers. 100 laps of the Auto Club Speedway that is now defunct and halfway torn down. Let's go racing here on the iRacing.com sim. On pole for us this evening, Jacob Harberts. We talked about it in that quick qualifying session. Fastest in car 80, Chubb Shockley from second spot. Benjamin Wirt grids up in the 3rd position this evening. Tyler Bentley from 4th, then Josh Cottle 5th, and Sheldon Atkins in the 6th position. Jonathan Atkins from 7th, Matthew Selby from 8th, Rocky Boyd the 3rd from 9th spot, and his friend Jack Mace on the outside. He will start from position number 10. 11th place, it'll be Aaron Smith, then Tim Henderson in 12th. Matt Allen, Scott Fritz make up row number 7. Row 8's going to be Michael Moquin and Noah Wilson. Finally, you'll get Donnie Batiste and Bill Miller in row number 9. And to complete your top 20 on the grid, it'll be Tyler Dickford and Ty Dickinson. We'll let the rest of the grid roll by on the bottom of the screen as we talk about Whiplash SimCam's race details. I said 200 lap race earlier, 200 mile race. Let's fix that. It's a 100 lap race. We don't want to be advertising this as a 400 mile event. We'll fix that real quick. Fix setups, 3 change sets, 100% fuel, no fast fix, up to 3 green white checkers. Now with that out of the way, weather conditions for this race, oh boy. It is nice and cool, mostly cloudy, a perfect night for trick-or-treating, 68 degrees in the air, 70 degrees on track, beautiful weather for racing.
You can't get no better than this. This track is going to be perfect for these drivers. It might put up a little bit of heat with these cars and them racing around it, but you're going to be seeing good side-by-side racing all night, hopefully. And I will say, for people watching out there, they did change the caution length to 5 laps to green. I'm assuming that so they can do like a cool picture for this. But if you see them go around the track a lot, that's why. So we get a good amount of time to talk about these drivers tonight.
Excuse me, yes. We are going to have the Victory Fuel 4-wide salute for these guys. So very much worth talking about on these opening pace laps for these drivers. And very exciting. Had to get myself a quick drink of an ice cold Coca-Cola. I wish I had an ice cold Victory Fuel next to me, but I digress. Here we go. We're going to see these guys grid up 4 wide and get ready for what is going to be one of the coolest laps of racing. I say racing, coolest laps in racing. The 4-wide salute. Again, this 4-wide salute brought to you by Victory Fuel. Victory Fuel proudly presents the 4-wide salute at every Reigel Promotions esports event. Victory Fuel has no caffeine, contains low sugar, and is loaded with vitamins to support overall health, as well as keep you hydrated and energized. Use the code RPE-sports-victory today to receive a 10% discount at checkout at www.drinkvictory.com. These drivers learned at the Admin Box drivers meeting all about how to set this up and make it happen smoothly. Admin Box proudly presents the drivers meeting at every Reigel Promotions esports event. Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers to make race control as easy as possible. Use code RPE-sports-box with an extra X to save 10% when you order with AdminBox. Visit www.adminbox.com. That's AdminBox with an extra X, so ADMINBOXX.com to see how they can help you today. There's a handful of drivers starting towards the rear that are going for the Extreme Rap Studio Hard Charger. Extreme Rap Studio is the Hard Charger award sponsor at every Reigel Promotions esports event for the remainder of 2024. Check them out on Facebook or by joining their Discord server. I believe we're going racing this time by. These drivers have taken the 2-wide formation and gotten ready to go after it this time by. Jacob Harbert's going to lead us down to the green flag here at the virtual Auto Club Speedway. Into the Geico restart zone and to the green flag. The Jack-O-Lantern 200 begins now. One car sliding down the inside of turn number 2. Everybody holds onto it, though, as they work onto the back straightaway. This bumpy backstretch for the first time. Chubb Shockley with the race lead over Jacob Harberts and Tyler Bentley.
Oh, and I just love seeing these camera views of these cars going. You get the feeling of the speed going around this track.
Spinner! Bentley off the nose of the
no.
4. Bentley off of the nose of the 4 of Matthew Selby. A spinner on lap 1 and the Premier Racing Setups 55 has gone for a loop.
Oh, he's lucky he got spun into the infield. If he got spun up track, ooh, that would have been a very fast repair to use. But I don't really see much damage on that car, nor do I see much damage on any other car. So I think everyone should be able to come away with just a little scratch.
And there are no fast repairs this evening, so that could have been his race right there. Here's a replay of it. You see the 55 car in the middle of the racetrack came down ever so slightly off the nose of Selby, goes for a quick spin cycle, and hangs on to it.
Got lucky there for sure.
There you see Selby underneath the 55 car. And there he goes.
Now, if you were in the race control seat right now, who would you blame at fault there? I am not too sure.
We'll get a look at it here from the onboard of the 4, but I believe the 55 came down slightly compared to the racing groove. Selby may have come up slightly following the racing groove. It's hard to say. I think that's a racing incident lap 1, just guys going for it hard off the green flag, and I don't know that there necessarily needs to be fault placed. We'll watch it again here from the tower. You see the 4 is down low, comes up a little bit, but he established a lane, and I feel like the 55 came down just slightly and kind of helped turn himself.
Yeah, that's definitely just half and half. One driver's going up, one driver's going down. So, you definitely can't put no fault in anybody there. That's a good call on just the racing incident.
Right here, the 55 takes off down the racetrack by just the slightest of hairs after the 4 adjusts up the racetrack. And it's 2 drivers meeting in the middle and going for a ride. Thankfully, Selby hangs on to his car. The 55 goes for a quick spin, and nobody is really all that hurt from it. We can also watch it from the perspective of Josh Cottle, who is sitting right behind all of it. Here it is. And that even makes the 55 going down the racetrack look more drastic, I feel like.
Yeah, that was a good view right there. You definitely can get the driver's perspective of what it looked like from right behind him. So, yeah, I'm still going to do the 50-50. One driver going up, one driver going down. But, yeah, just a bad incident for just being this early. You don't want to see this for anybody, especially for Tyler. He worked hard to get his car up there, and hopefully he can get his way back up there.
As they sit, Bentley is going to line up in the 20th spot and have to go back after it here on this restart. Now, Aaron Smith is somebody who surprises me. He is headed down the pit lane right now. He is oftentimes in these special events on iRacing, oftentimes qualifies up front. He had some solid pace in practice and qualifying, but he is down in 25th spot, coming in and topping off on fuel, and he's not the only one. You see the 16 of Rocky Boyd in the pit lane. Looks like Donnie Batiste in the 67s in the pit lane, 1 lap down. Jonathan Adkins in the 17 came in. Jack Mace in the 07 came in. So a bunch of drivers all coming in and topping off on fuel. I'm not surprised. This is the game you have to play sometimes if you want to win these races. Come in, top off on gas, and make sure you've got the most of anybody when you go back racing.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this makes it so they can they don't have very many green flag runs, so you're probably going to get like a lap, maybe 2 laps out of this, but those 1 or 2 laps could really change the game for any position if they have a green flag this out.
Well, let's try this thing all over again. The Jack-O-Lantern 200, brought to you by Reigel Promotions. Andrew Reigel and company making very hard work at this event, making sure this event could take place, could happen this evening. Let's try and do this one more time as, we got some cars in the background having an issue, but the green flag will fly regardless, and we are back green in the Jack-O-Lantern 200. Chubb Shockley sitting right on the inside with Jacob Harbour. It's through turns 1 and 2. Josh Cottle sitting back in the 5th spot. Here's the onboard of Cottle following the Gravedigger number 4 of Matthew Selby.
Yeah, he is just Sheldon Atkins just getting freight trained right there on the back stretch. Those guys taking that run on the outside seriously because you get so much speed off the outside.
I love the throwback paint schemes in this race as we complete our first lap of green flag racing. Love the throwback paint schemes from guys like Jacob Harberts, the Miller Genuine Draft throwback, the Rusty Wallace, the Terry Labonte throwback on Chubbs Shockley's car. There we go. Man, that is tripping me up for some reason this evening. But also Matthew Selby's Gravedigger Kevin Harvick throwback. It's weird that that's a throwback now, but it really is. The silver bullet on the 81 of Sheldon Atkins, who nearly got hit there by the 13 of Cottle. A lot of great throwbacks out front as Scott Fritz goes for a ride and just hangs on to the race car.
Oh my gosh, I thought he was going around there. I saw him coming off the corner. I was watching him. I saw that car get a little free on corner entry, and then all of a sudden that car just started getting really free. And you know, I'm really surprised. Most of the time you see these cars way up to the wall, and it seems like tonight they can just hold that speed on the bottom. So this is new, and I like it. You see the side-by-side racing just at the very bottom in a lane up. I like this because you can get that great side-by-side racing without even having to go all the way to the top.
Well, it's the cool track. It's the package that these guys have, high draft, if you will, and you're going to see this kind of racing, I think, through most of the evening. We will likely spread out a little bit on older tires, but we're going to see mostly kind of packed up 2x2 racing for a lot of the evening as we spread out here through the corners. These guys can use every lane on the racetrack and then mount runs on the straightaways, and they get into these 2x2 packs down the straight. Some cars on the outside of the run, some cars on the inside waiting for the next corner so they can pull back ahead.
Yeah, my point was just proven instantly. Oh, no! Oh, Scott Fritz. Oh, no.
Scott Fritz in the 48 around. Caution in turn 3. He's going to take the 8 and the 17 of Adkins.
Oh, no.
Rocky Boyd involved.
That incident started with Scott Fritz and Noah Wilson going into 3. So we're going to see the replay right here, right now.
Scott Fritz on the inside, and the 8 car just came down the racetrack, unsure as to why. Would have been more to the story there as everybody spins trying to avoid. You see Rocky Boyd go for a spin, Jonathan Adkins go for a spin. Adkins got clipped by the 8 car. Boyd went around on his own.
It almost looked like a bad push that got given to Noah Wilson. I don't know who gave it to him.
Sheldon Adkins at the 81, if anything.
That car just went around.
Oh, he checked up hard.
Yeah, big shot. That definitely would have caused that car to dip down as fast as it did. Oh.
He checked up really hard, and I wonder why. We're going to get a look back at it from his onboard following Zach Murtis, our very own. Zach started to squeeze him into the wall. I don't think that was intentional at all from Zach. He had kind of faded down a half lane and then came back up the racetrack, and Wilson thought he was going to get squeezed and jumped out the gas.
Yeah, it sucks for these drivers, but Noah Wilson had to take avoided action there. He would have taken out Zach if he didn't back out of it. So good on him, but
let's watch this again.
Sad to see him get wrecked out
I'll
there.
slow it down here so you see what I mean. You see the 0-2 fade down a half lane. That's Zach Murtis. Wilson had a run. When Murtis comes back up the racetrack, you can see the revs drop. Wilson checked up hard and got ran over by Adkins. And I don't know what you should or shouldn't do in Wilson's position there, because if you check up hard, you're going to get run over. If you don't check up, you're likely getting put in the fence. That's a really tough spot to be in.
I think Noah did everything that he could have done there. It's just a sad incident to see that the driver behind him clipped him a little bit there. It's just a racing incident. I mean, we got one car coming up and a car coming on his outside again, and he had to back out of it. So, I mean, it's sad to see that Noah got taken out there because of it, but there's nothing else we could have done there.
On board with Rocky Boyd as he goes for a spin. He was following Jack Mace. Comes down here, clips the grass, trying to miss it all, and goes for a spin.
So much avoiding action. Cars everywhere.
Well, this leaves us now 10 laps into this race with 2 caution flags to start things off. Out front, it's Harbert, Selby, and Shockley, your top 3. Selby had just gone by the 5 car of Shockley to get that spot when all of this transpired. Tim Henderson sits in 4th in one of the cooler looking paint schemes this evening. There is a paint scheme contest. In fact, I've got notes about it. Let's see, it's the Best Appearing Car Award is what it's being called. The Best Appearing Car deemed by voting will receive a free entry to a 2025 Regal Promotions esports event of their choice. So I don't think we're facilitating that vote, but by all means, over on YouTube, guys, let us know what car you think looks the best. My vote might be for this car right here. That is one good looking paint scheme. I love the metallic purple for the night sky there on the side of that 28. I love the green highlights. I just love everything about this number 28 car from Tim Henderson. I don't know who painted that car, but it looks good.
I do like it, but my favorite has got to go to Matthew Selby. I love everything to do with Gravedigger, and I grew up watching him all the time with Monster Jam, so I have to go with Matthew's paint.
Well, we're going to come to the restart zone this time by and get this race restarted. Jacob Harberts, Matthew Selby, Chubbs, Shockley, Tim Henderson, Zach Murtis, Josh Cottle, Alex McCullum, Benjamin Wirt, Blake Thronberg, and Ty Dickinson, your top 10. Down to the Geico restart zone. Let's try this again with now 89 laps to go at Auto Globe Speedway. We're back green in the Jack-O-Lantern 200. Bit of a run here from Chubbs Shockley. Pulling up on Jacob Harberts, looking to the inside of the number 80. Zach Murtis gets cleared for 4th spot. Alex McCullum starting to drop back. Everybody's sliding into position here this first lap of racing after that caution.
Yeah, and I've been watching these cars very close to their rear end, and I love how in the night sky you can see these cars spark and throw up in the air. It really makes the essence of Halloween theme good.
Zach Murtis sliding back on the restart. Our very own broadcaster, yes, Zach Murtis in the field this evening from Murtis Racing. Glad to have him here. He actually won the last time we covered a Regal Promotions esports event out at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Victory Fuel 125 back in May. So he is filling some big shoes of his own. Trying to go for the back-to-back on Pit Stop TV in one of these Regal Promotions events. He went backwards on this restart, fell behind the LeDuc Matthews 22 of Blake Thronberg, so he's down to 7th spot. Selby and Shockley are getting racing. They're side-by-side right behind and alongside the 80 car of Harbert, so Selby to the race lead.
Ooh, I love this side-by-side racing. I love seeing these cars get this close on the track. This is good racing right here, folks. You are watching it here right now.
Side-by-side throughout the entire field here on lap 14. Only a couple of cars not with us. Those are Batiste and Eckhart. Eckhart, I don't think he made the start of the race. He's listed... Well, he might have just started the race and ended up out of it really quickly, but we're 3 wide for 3rd spot. Here we go. It's Henderson up top. The 5 of Shockley down low. Josh Cottle backs out. These runs materialize out of nowhere. There's just so much dirty air. There's so much drag on these cars and so little horsepower that you're able to get these runs going from way back behind and follow them through all the way to the front of the field.
Oh, that's why I love utilizing that top side. If you want to make a pass and you have that rubber, you can get up top, get that run, stick your nose behind someone. You can make so many passes around that top because nobody can block your run unless, of course, they get in front of you. But then you can just go to the inside and pass them right up.
Alex McCullum gives a shot there to Selby on the top side of the racetrack. You're on board with Henderson, who drops all the way down low, leading this race now over Jacob Harberts and Matthew Selby. Henderson comes back to them. Harberts goes low, Selby goes high, and here comes McCullum with a heck of a run.
That was a run. He's going to dive down the inside over here for Matthew Selby. Oh my God, that was a monster run out of 2 there. And he's going to gap the field there a little bit. I mean, they're going to reel him in right here, but wow, that was a run going into 3.
A big run out of McCullum materializes and takes him to the race lead on lap 16. But here comes Selby coming right back at him into turn 1. Selby to the inside. It's like every corner is a slide job opportunity. That's going to be a slide job out of the 4 car.
Yeah, that was a good move right there by Selby. Just let him go, and he's going to go again. McCollum's going again on that inside. Let's see if he can do the same.
4 wide in the middle. Shockley gets into the 28 of Henderson, who's just going to hang on to the race car. What a catch out of Henderson. 4 wide off the 5 wide out of turn 4.
Oh, that's going to. Oh, there we
goes
go.
Fritz. Yep. And there they go.
Oh, no. We saw that was coming. 4 wide. Coming into 5 wide does not work coming out of 4 there. Wow. That was fun to watch.
They're still crashing. Sheldon Adkins down on the grass, still trying to hang on to that race car. He eventually gets it. He's got a lot of damage. That car's broken.
Yeah, that car's that's done for the night. He's gonna tow here. Yep. Sad to see these guys wrecking out so soon, but God, that was good for us to watch.
Well, yes and no. Up until the crash.
Yes and no. It was good racing until the wreck.
Here we go from high above. You see the 4 wide into the corner. Shockley and Henderson make contact. They hang on to it, but then it creates this checkup where Scott Fritz is going to get the short end of the stick. They get 5 wide there for a second. Everybody checks up, and Fritz gets run over by the 14 car and all of that to go for the spin. That was just the smallest little tip of the iceberg as to the entire crash.
I'm amazed we didn't have a wreck going into 3. I thought that car was gone when he started getting loose there. So good save on him.
On board with Sheldon Adkins. See where he is in all of this. The 28 of Henderson gets into it. The 88 car, boom, slaps the 81 into the wall. That's where the damage comes from for Sheldon Adkins. His day is done. He's already disconnected.
That was a hard slap to the wall there. You don't want to see that coming back towards you, especially around this track. These walls feel like they are straight. I mean, they are straight concrete, but
it wasn't so much the contact to the wall, but the left front getting hit there that did it in for Adkins. But here's Tim Henderson in the middle of all of this. See the 88 on the inside, Rocky Boyd down there. Henderson in the middle gets tipped into the 55 of Bentley. Bentley goes for a spin again. Oh my gosh.
That was a chain of incidents right there. 1 incident going to 3, 5 wide, and then it all broke loose. We saw that coming from a little bit of ways away.
Yeah, all these runs materializing out of nowhere brings the back of the field closer to the front of the field than ever before, right? Every single time they get closer and closer, and it's kind of inevitable that you're going to have some kind of incident like this. Just wish it didn't happen so early. Takes out a lot of these cars very early in this race. There's still a long ways to go, and this is just unfortunate to see. The 88, by the way, is Derek Patetti. He was the one name I couldn't think of in all of that.
You don't want to see this early from these drivers. You know, they put the effort into practicing these cars, getting times out there, and sadly, their night got cut short.
They're even 4 wide for a second back there with Rocky Boyd and Jack Mace, the 81 of Adkins, the 14 of Wirt. And then off the corner, Patetti's just trying to hang on to the race car. Henderson gives them room, and they all just stack up top. Fritz goes for the spin. Patetti gets turned around. Boom! That's what takes Adkins out of the race. Wow.
Sign him up for martial arts. That was like a flying kick. Right into the wall. Came out of nowhere. And
to get all of this going, let's see what happens here with the 28 of Henderson. And then we're going to cut back to live picture. We're about to restart. Henderson in the middle, 4 wide. And it was Blake Thronberg who went down on the inside to set all of that 4 wide up. Well, we're going to try this thing one more time. We're going green this next time around. Some new cars out front as things have changed around. A lot of cars pitted under this caution flag. Zach Murtis, Alex McCullum, Josh Cottle, the first 3 off the pit lane, followed by Jacob Harberts. Murtis and McCullum each took shorter pit stops. Murtis, I believe, for fuel only. McCullum, I believe, for 2 tires. Then most everybody else took 4. So that's going to leave Ty Dickinson and Tyler Bickford on the racetrack, having not pitted yet at all. Into the Geico restart zone we go. Lap 20 complete. 80 laps to go in the Jack-O-Lantern 200. Green flag back in the air in California. Rocky Boyd with the big restart. The whole shot there. Rocky Boyd, Jack Mace, Aaron Smith. That's your top 3 as we head down the backstretch.
Yeah, you're seeing that run come out of Ty Dickinson. They all ran that top side there. They got that run right around.
On board with Dickinson, trying to roll the top side here off of turn 4. He's going to do it, but where can he go with that run? The answer is nowhere. He tries to look low now, but there's just no steam left in that engine. It stalls out, and he's going to have to stay third. Mays gets a run on his friend. That's going to be Rocky Boyd. A couple of friends going at it. Buddy's going at it for the race lead. They're likely in the same Discord channel. That's interesting that they're racing like that this early and not trying to push away from the field.
I do not know if they're in the same Discord channel, but 3 friends going together. You know, they may be joking around trying to have some fun with each other, but I don't know about this early in the race. We're going to see Ty Dickinson try around that top second, see if he can get around Boyd. He's going to get him here. He's going to have the run off the corner, too. Oh, Mace is going to go with Boyd there. He's going to make it so he can block that run off just a little bit. Dickinson's going to go right in front of him. So, Dickinson to second.
Ty Dickinson moving forward. Here comes Chubbs Shockley right through the middle. He pitted on that most recent caution, and he is moving right back to the front of the field. He's been entertaining to watch so far in this 5 car.
Yeah, it has been fun to watch him this entire time. But we're seeing that these tires are working for him. It might have been a good strategy call, but he's got one less set than these guys. He's hoping this thing runs out for a while.
Makes a move for the race lead. Here comes Chubbs Shockley to the inside. Strategies are going to be hard to follow with all these cautions. So it's going to be hard for a while to understand who's on what strategy and who's got tires and who doesn't. We're going to let this all kind of play out for now and just watch these guys come up on quarter distance here in a moment. Scott Fritz is still in this thing. He runs 6th. But Jack Mace pulls up on Chubbs Shockley into turn 3. Josh Cottle runs 3rd. That's the battle out front.
Yeah, Josh Cottle's trying his hardest to get around Mace right now. He is wanting to get up there to Shockley and see if he can fight him for this race lead right now.
Here comes Matt Julis C, Speed Shop 48. Scott Fritz on the outside, now into 4th spot. He was just in that turn 4 crash, and he's moving forward.
That is an insane comeback for him. I would have not expected him to be up there this fast.
Aaron Smith has fallen back. In fact, he's down to the 12th spot. Fritz goes for a big move on Jack Mace, tries to get clear of the 07 and won't. Oh, he will get clear. The top 5 have broken away now, Selby included. And Mace gives a push to Fritz, so the top 5 get single file up top.
Yeah, that was a good move by Fritz. Block off the nose for Jack and don't let him get that run that he was going to get around that outside. Get that push and get back up to this top 2. He's gonna take second here. He's gonna get that run around. He's gonna get that draft from Shockley, and Shockley's gonna block him off a little bit. And Fritz might send it here. He might try a slider. Nope. Stick to the top.
Fritz working the outside lane. Might have a run here off the corner. Watch for it out of turn 4. Gets a little free, but just drives right up out of the corner, has a run, and chooses to stay behind the 5 car of Shockley. Gives him a push. I like that. Push that car out there a little bit. Set up for a bigger move maybe the next lap.
Yeah, that's a good move. See if you can get that some distance between the drivers behind you guys. You guys are obviously fast. See if you can get that distance so you two can keep it up there and then fight them when those tires start to wear.
Oh, here he goes. Down to the inside. Look at this. What a run out of the 48 car right to the inside lane. And we're going to be seeing a lot more of Scott Fritz here soon. Joining the BRB Bunt Kicker Cup Series on Tuesday nights here on Pit Stop TV. We're going to be seeing a lot more of Car 48 Scott Fritz.
Yeah, we're excited. We're excited to have him along, especially in the league. We want to see how good he does. We know he's a good driver, and we're excited to see how much he grows with us.
Another driver we see a lot of is Josh Cottle, sitting in the 3rd spot. We see him in a lot of short track racing here on the channel. So we know a lot about Josh. We know he can get it done anywhere, anytime. Zach Burtis for a spin.
Oh, no.
Just keeps it out of the inside wall.
Woo! He's going to need a new pair of pants. He saw that wall coming in hot.
New set of tires really is what that guy needs. He's going to have to get back in this race the hard way.
Yeah, he's hoping for a caution now.
Here comes Shockley back to the inside of Fritz, looking for the race lead. This is the longest run I think we've had all night.
Send it. He's going to send it down the inside. Got the lead just right now. Let's see what Fritz gets around that outside. See if he can get that run right back around him. Oh, he's going to have a big run here. Oh, he's going to pop the push him. Good idea.
Shockley covered it off. Moved down the racetrack just a little bit. And Fritz elects to push the 5 car for now. Out to a race lead over the 48 and the 13 of Cottle. The 4 of Sully, the 22 rather, of Thronberg sits in 5th over Rocky Boyd and Jacob Harberts.
And I'm excited to see what Fritz tires do. I want to know if his tires are going to wear faster than Shockley up front, because Shockley's been running that bottom. I want to see what lane is better on tires. I'm going to assume the bottom is better, but I don't know. I haven't ran these cars for a while.
Well, the field has gotten rather spread out on this longer run. Longest run we've seen so far tonight. I know it's only been coming up on 10 laps, but it's the longest run we've seen, longest opportunity we've seen for these drivers to get spread out with older tires and for it to become a driver's race. Out front, Chubb Shockley, Scott Fritz, Josh Cottle. There's a battle in the back, 3 wide, here we go. This is back here for the 15th spot.
They are battling. Let's see how this ends out.
Patetti low, that's McCullum in the middle, and he's going to get cleared just for a moment of the 30 car. The 30 is Robert Puckett.
Oh.
And there we go. Puckett in the wall. Hangs on to the race car, but problems for the 30. And I didn't see exactly what started that, but I saw what ended it. And they get single file just a lap after being 3 wide across the stripe.
Yeah, Alex and him went back to the wall, and sadly he was not clear, and the car right behind him got him into the wall there. So hard hit for the wall. Hopefully he doesn't have too much damage so he can get himself back into this race. But I don't know. This is going to be a decent amount of damage.
Yeah, it's going to be a pit stop here for Robert Puckett, unfortunately. Chubb Shockley takes over the race lead over Scott Fritz. So we jump back up to position 1 here on lap 32 of 100. Fritz will have a run this time down the front stretch. As your top 6 sit in a line. It's interesting. We covered the Sim Auto Racing Association here on Pit Stop TV, otherwise known as SARA or SARA. They do some of the best short track racing you'll see on iRacing. Super late models more often than not, sometimes late model stock cars. And they have some of the best short track drivers in the world in their league, including Josh Cottle, Blake Thronberg, Jacob Harberts, who are all in this front pack of 6 cars. This is not a short track. These are not short track cars. This is a big difference for them from what they're used to, at least here on the channel and in Sarah. So this is a little bit of a culture shock to them. I know they run other things outside of just Sarah. So I know they run other NASCAR style events. But this is still a far cry from what we're used to seeing them drive, and they are excelling tonight in this top 6. And we can even bring in Rocky Boyd in that conversation in 7th, and Alex McCollum, who was up here for a little while, he's now 13th. It's interesting to see just how well-versed some of these drivers are.
Yeah, you could have never told me these guys prioritize short track races. These guys are making this track look easy. They obviously have the speed. They obviously got the skill. As we see Josh Cabo right now. Ooh, big hit right there for Fritz. Hopefully he doesn't have damage on that car. But yeah, these short track races are making this track look easy.
Kronberg had a run to the inside. He takes it and moves ahead of Scott Fritz, but can't get anything on Selby. And you can hear just how much more out of the gas these guys are through the corner. It's just about wide open on new tires. They are way out of the throttle now. They're running 41.2s. Their best lap times in the draft, a 39.6. So a big, big difference from what these guys can do. About 2 seconds of fall off almost.
Yeah, my questions were also answered. I was wondering if that top side would have held together with these bottom drivers, but it's starting to fall off pretty hard. Scott Fritz was in 2nd, now he's sitting 5th, and he's just falling off a little bit in time. He's opting now to go to the bottom. Good idea on him.
You see how spread out this field is. Look through some of the static shots around the speedway. This will be a good one. You can see just how far apart everybody is as they pass the speed shot there at turn 3. And where everybody else comes on by. There is a battle back here with Henderson and Wilson. That's going to also include Bill Miller in the 34 car. But that was about the only side-by-side racing we saw that lap, and they get it sorted out pretty quickly. Henderson falling back now of Wilson. And here comes Henderson with a run, but this is deep in the field. This is 18th position these guys are racing for. So very deep in the field. Rocky Boyd, Jack Mace, they're trying to push. They're trying to catch that lead pack. They're 2.4 seconds behind. They've got Matt Allen along with them. Aaron Smith caps off the top 10, and he's got company in the form of Michael Moquin.
Yeah, I like this battle right now for 10th. These guys are pretty close. They all want to see if they can get into that top 10, but a lot of these drivers who didn't take tires, I mean, they kind of have an advantage if there was a caution to come.
Dickinson!
Oh, no!
Dickinson into the pit lane. I was just going to say, he has not pitted yet this race. He's on old tires. He's due into the pit lane anytime. And here he is, spinning into the pits after an incident there with Alex McCollum.
Well, now he has a reason to get tires. So he's going to come in and get some tires on the city, but I think he's too far right in the box.
Let's go back and see what happened to the 67 car off the 4th corner. Glad he hung on to it, but that could have really gone awry quickly. Drifts up out of turn 4, gets the wall, and comes down into Alex McCollum. That's a lot of damage to the one car.
A big shot on the nose for Alex there. I was watching that, and I did not think that they hit that hard, but wow, that was a hit.
Here's McCollum's point of view. Out of New Jersey. You can see it happening, but there's just nothing you can do. You're along for the ride at that point. Gets back in the gas and has a lot of right front damage. Actually, the damage kind of corrected itself. The sim kind of saved him there. It doesn't look bad.
Yeah, I was trying to look at the nose, but you were totally right. That damage is like disappeared completely. So a little bit of spooky activity on the track right now. And oh my gosh. A little bit of spooky activity there too on the left rear quarter panel.
And McCollum got into Patetti there for a second. Bentley goes by and all of that. Out front, it's Chubb Shockley and Josh Cottle, then Matthew Selby now in the 3rd spot. Scott Fritz has dropped down to 6th in line, as all 6 cars run in a line. And these guys now have a 3-second advantage on 7th place.
Yeah, they've done good getting single file. I mean, not anymore. They're starting to go a little racing now. They probably listening to you saying, ooh, 3 seconds. It's time for us to go.
Lap 40 complete. 40% of the way through this race now. And here we go, side by side for the race lead. A move here from Josh Cottle and Cottle Chassis. And I heard the 5-car get out of the gas. I heard Shockley get off the throttle there for a second. I think he let him go.
I'm wondering if he's letting him go, seeing if he could stick behind him and save some fuel.
Yep.
He might be trying to think long run here right now, because this is by far our longest run we've had in this race.
And you're seeing the effects. Henderson has to come in. McCullum had to come in. So multiple cars now pitting. That's the effect of a longer run with very much mixed bag of strategy to start this race.
Shelby trying to see if he can stick the nose in, being respectful, not driving in too hard, too deep. Understands that this is early in the race. Going to stick his nose right behind there. I'm assuming he's gonna take a look. He's gonna see if he can get around Shockley here.
While these guys race, I want to remind you of some of the partners that are helping this event take place. Admin Box, Extreme Rap Studio, Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions, Buckeye Racing Network, Victory Fuel, and let's not forget Premier Racing Setups, and everybody else who makes this event possible. Trying to find the full list. Here we go. Elevated TV as well in that group. Quick Time Designs. I mean, there are just so many people who make this event possible, make all these events possible with the Reigel Promotions Esports Group. It would not be possible without them. And we thank you all for your hard work. Lap 43 in the books. Single file once again out front. Cottle with the race lead, then Chubb Shockley, Matthew Selby. That's your top three.
And they're trying to get racing now. They're trying to get every part of this track so that they can just get a little bit of an advantage on the drivers ahead of them. So we might see some good side-by-side racing here soon if Blake Thronberg and the cars behind him start getting close to him.
You see from Thronberg's perspective here on the right rear of his car, multi-lane racing from Shockley and Selby, and they now sit side by side across the stripe as they chase down the 13 of Cottle.
Yeah, Selby's been trying. He's been trying to get around Shockley there. I think he's not going to... Oh, he's going to have to get heavy out of the gas there. Big check up there. He's going to lose a heap of positions there. He might go all the way back to 6th.
Had to jump out of the gas big time, and you're seeing the effect of older tires now. These guys can't just pin it around the bottom side of the racetrack full throttle and hope for the best. They're on the edge of grip, and the edge it's not the loose edge of grip, it's the tight edge of grip, where they really lose the front end of the race car and just go pushing up the track. Of course, aerodynamics, if you go back to when these guys raced here in the Gen 6 car last, Fritz is in a big stack up here, gets a front and rear contact into turn 1. From Harberts and Selby, respectively.
Wow.
But if you go back to racing the Gen 6 here at Auto Club Speedway, aerodynamics was everything. The car is sealed off. It puts out this big wake of air because of the high spoiler. And if you get in behind somebody, you lose all front downforce because there is just no air there. You're completely sealed off, and you got a big rooster tail of air behind you with a big negative pressure zone. There is just no air hitting the nose of the race car. You lose all that front downforce on the splitter, and you push up the racetrack. You're at the limit of tires at the short run, and once those tires go away, you just have nothing to turn with on the center part of the corner, even corner entry, corner exit. There's just nothing anymore. So you've got to rely on moving around the racetrack here at Auto Club Speedway, trying to find the clean air and get around these corners.
Yeah, and if anybody is wondering, Alex McCollum, the #1 car, is a lap down. He just got service, fresh tires. He's going to earn his lap back here the hard way, but he's going to have the advantage as of right now. But when these top drivers go in, he will be a sitting duck. They will have way better tires than him, and hopefully he manages to get a lucky caution out of it. But that's not how racing works all the time.
And that moves Tyler Bentley into the next position, the free pass position. Let's see. Alex McCullum actually passes. Is that the 88 of Pettetti? It is. Pettetti 1 lap down already. About to go a 2nd lap down. He's fresh out of the pit lane, so he should drive away from these guys. There's some battling further back. Matt Allen in the 46 car. Benjamin Wirt in the 14. They race side by side for 11th.
Yeah, this is getting good back here. I'm wondering when these top drivers will eventually go into the pits. I'm also wondering when these guys will pit too. Are they going to pit together? Try to see if they can catch up to that front pack, which I would hope they would because they can use each other to get back up there. Or do they just randomly pit? So hopefully they pack together so they can catch up to that front pack, but we will see.
Back up to the front of the field. They run right behind Pettetti, the lapped car. But the black, white, and red 13 car of Josh Cottle is your race leader. They're going to draft up to Pettetti. And this lap 88 could play a weird role in all this. Here comes Bentley on the inside. He goes right on by all the leaders as they move up the racetrack. They're getting tight. They are getting tight, and Pettetti has a problem. He slows down. So he's going to play a role in this little battle as we come up right on halfway. The next time by, it'll be cross flags.
Now, did Pettetti take tires on that pit stop?
Good question. It's looking like he may not have. He was in the pit lane for the pit box for 22 seconds, but he's just got no speed.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he didn't take tires because I was going to say.
Oh, Jack
like,
Mays, caution!
No!
Oh!
No!
Big hit.
Big hit.
He nearly got hit by that second car that went by.
Oh.
Mace will pull away with all that new damage.
Yeah, and Jack Mace is not happy on the radio with whatever driver went around that top.
We got tipped by the 30 car of Puckett into turn 3. We'll look back as to what really caused that, but he was just trying to hang on to the race car, ends up sliding into the outside wall slowly, and then really late here.
Oh.
I don't know where that car was going.
Oh, yeah, that was trying to do some Days of Thunder stuff there without the big heap of smoke.
So Puckett is 7 laps down here racing with these guys. And Puckett just missed the bottom of the racetrack, and that gets him up into Mace, who was trying to clear the 30 car. See Mace trying to hang on to it. And then something happens here. I don't know who this is. That is, oh, Tyler Bickford in the 007.
That was a big hit. I want to see the view of that. Oh my gosh.
I don't know how this happens.
Did he get loose or he just get
The car has been up top. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how that happens.
Maybe he thought that Jack would have rolled back down the track, but I don't know there. I can't really say much because I'm not in his head. But if
We'll
I was
slow it down.
if I was in his perspective, I would have just kept on the bottom.
As soon as the car comes into view here from the cockpit, right there, we're going to speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, he's got 3 to 4 seconds to see that car on the top of the racetrack get out of the gas and bring it down, and he stayed in the gas.
I'm wondering if it was just a late reaction, like he didn't see the car. Maybe he was more focused on something else around the track. But yeah, that was an adequate amount of time. Yeah, that was an adequate amount of time to see.
Well, this brings pit stops, and it gives an opportunity for everybody to come in for service and get back on the same strategy and possibly also be good to the end of the race. We're getting awfully close to that point in time as we're past halfway. Cottle leads us back onto the racetrack.
Definitely close. I'm not too sure with the 100% fuel. They might make it. It might be like 2 or 3 laps short. I wish we had the fuel number so we could understand how many gallons they're burning per lap.
Well, let's dial up a driver. We don't do this often. Well, let's dial up a driver since we have the ability to. And it's somebody I love talking to here at Pit Stop TV. It's Aaron Smith. And Aaron, it's been a long time since we talked to you here at the channel. You're coming back in for fuel. About how long are you guys good for on a tank, if you're willing to share?
I think we can make it about 47, but I'm going to try to stretch it out just a little further in case we get a green-white checkered. Hopefully it'll work out for me. We had some pretty good green flag racing there, and hopefully we'll be able to get back at it again here soon.
You mentioned we finally got some green flag racing there. How crazy has it been in the short runs, with runs coming from out of nowhere? Just this Gen 6 car, the big spoiler on the back end, it really lends itself to those big runs.
Oh yeah, it's like playing drafty car out here. Just can't really seem to get anywhere once that wall of cars forms. So hopefully we'll be able to stray a little further from that this time around and maybe get to the front.
Is there a specific strategy if we get in the long run to pick your way through the field here?
Yeah, it's all about saving your right side tires. I think mine were sitting at 68 after the first half of the race, so I'll try to be a little nicer on them, kind of baby them for the first few laps, and hopefully I'll be able to keep them under me this time.
Well, it's good to talk to you, Aaron. Good to hear from you. It's been a while. Best of luck here as we go on.
10-4, thank you.
Good chat quickly with Aaron Smith.
Yeah, that was good to know. How many laps? So about 47. So, if
They're right on the cusp.
Yeah, they're right there. It all depends on if they're saving it a little bit, and hopefully they are, because they could possibly make it.
Well, you can lift a lot here early with the big runs and big drafting help and save some fuel as well. We'll see what these drivers opt to do. But for now, we'll work down to the Geico restart zone and get this race restarted. Josh Cottle, Chubb Shockley, Blake Thronberg, Jacob Harberts, and Matthew Selby, your top five. Green flag, back in the air in California. Now on the far side of halfway, car spinning. It's the 88 of Pettetti around.
Oh no! If you could hear Aaron Smith right now on the radio, you would hear him say, "Well, there goes fuel strategy there, huh?" So that's funny. We just dialed him up and heard that.
Yeah, this brings everybody right to where they can make it. Let's watch this from the drones. Alex McCollum on the outside. Pettetti right in the middle of the racetrack just gets free. And McCollum's there, and then Pettetti overcorrects, gets in the outside wall.
Yeah, good avoidance by the other drivers. I could have seen about 2 or 3 drivers that could have pile drive into him, but good reaction time by all of them. They all saw it happening and they gave him room. So that's good on these guys.
See just how close the one car gets to the 88, and that helps the 88 spin back around, actually, and boom, right there into the outside wall. Everybody misses the 88.
Yeah, just asking a little bit too much out of the tires too soon. These tires are still cold, and these tires get a little loose when they're cold, that's for sure.
On board with Alex McCollum. A unique perspective here as everything got going. Nothing McCollum did, that's for sure.
No, he did exactly how to do. Gave him room, and sadly it ended up with a little bit of contact, and it sadly made him go back up the track. So no fault of McCollum there.
Matt Allen going to lead a charge down the pit lane, going to bring in Andrew Chapman, Bill Miller, Aaron Smith, Jack Mace, Alex McCollum, and more. Well, into this caution period, while everybody tops back up on fuel and other drivers save, this is an opportunity for us to talk about what's upcoming here at Pit Stop TV, the next 3 broadcasts here on the channel. Sunday, we head out to Martinsville Speedway for the Icon Cup Series. We'll be headed out to the virtual Ridgeway, Virginia for the penultimate round of the Icon Cup Series in 2024. There have been shockwaves sent throughout the Icon Cup Series following a penalty to Vincent Loria. He has been parked for the final 2 races of the season. He is a Final 4 driver, and he's been parked. It completely changes everything in the championship picture. Mason, you were there with me for the most recent race at Homestead, Miami. And to hear that the 67 is parked has to be a surprise. It has to be a bit of a shock. And boy, does it change the game. 3 drivers now with an opportunity to win the championship. Brian Smith, Nathan Finnegan, and Charlie Widener. The second most winning driver of the season is out.
Yeah, that's a shockwave. I did not know about that. So that is a big championship implication, especially towards Brian Smith, because he now got rid of one of his biggest competitors. So will Brian Smith take a little bit of air, or will he start to hunker down and be like, well, maybe these guys behind me feel like they have a better chance of winning the championship now? So this will be interesting. Make sure you stay tuned to that, guys.
In the middle of those last 2 Icon Cup Series races here on Pit Stop TV, you'll also catch the SimRap Market Series a week from today as they go racing at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So from Auto Club here on a Wednesday to Las Vegas next Wednesday, and then we head out to Phoenix. We're keeping it West Coast with the addition there of Martinsville. We're going to skip over that, and these next 3 tonight, and then 2 of the next 3 are all on the West Coast. A lot of West Coast racing for us here at the back end of 2024. But then things get interesting. We've got more racing on the way, some late model racing coming up after that, and boy, there's a lot to talk about for sure here at Pit Stop TV. You can catch everything Pit Stop TV on the social media links down below. Our website, pitstoptv.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and X. The field has doubled up and is ready to go racing. I believe this time by the iRacing.com safety car lights have been extinguished. That usually signals that we're going racing. It's the universal signal. So with just over 40 laps to go, we're in the fuel number now for these guys. Everybody should make it safely to the end. Maybe close for green-white checkers, we'll see. But the green flag coming back out. The Jack-O-Lantern 200 is back underway at California. Down the backstretch, Josh Cottle out with the race lead. Chubb Shockley in second. Jacob Harbert's in third. A lot of cars moving around, but a whole lot of single file out front.
Yeah, they're dancing. Oh, Blake Thornburg. Oh,
Rocky Boyd, that was close.
That could have been a wreck right there.
And
honestly.
here comes Murtis on the inside of that. So 1 lap complete off the restart.
Oh.
And Murtis is going to go for a spin. The 0-2 down to the inside, smashes into the inside wall, and he's done.
Yeah, he's done for the night. Oh, no. Oh, that was a big hit.
And the drive to go back-to-back in Reigel Promotions events on Pit Stop TV has come to an end. The driver out of Wake Forest, North Carolina. He's going to try and drive it back. I don't think he realizes the extent of the damage just yet. He cannot be happy with this.
He is, I can tell you right now, he is not. But keeping it respectful.
He had just gotten back into this race. And this happens out of turn 4 and down to turn 1. He's on the inside of Blake Thornburg. Rocky Boyd on his outside. What happens down here? Well, the 53, the 16 make contact, and that just hooks him down. Boom, inside wall. That is a massive hit.
Yeah, that was kind of...
I'm glad for his sake this is iRacing, because that would be driver's side at a concrete wall, and that would not be good.
No, that would have not. That was a reactive move by Michael Moakland. He saw the 16 actually move down on him, making that nose get a little free, and then that just sent him right into Zach. So, chain of events that happened right there.
Let's watch it here. You see the 53 with a run. He's going to poke to the outside of the 16, and the 16 comes down. Rocky Boyd sends the 53 down into Zach Murtis. That's all on Rocky Boyd.
Yeah, there's nothing that Moquin could have done there.
Came down and chopped the nose of Moquin. That's all on the 16.
Yeah. Sadly, it took out Zach, but that could have been avoided.
It's just too early for that. There's still 40 laps to go.
I don't know if he didn't know they were 3 wide. He had to.
I mean, he was probably. I think the mindset there from Rocky was just trying to cover up the run and get the boost, get the push, because he went backwards out of the corner. You can see it here. He's going backwards out of the corner. He's trying to cover up. He blocks high, blocks low, trying to cover up and get the push for himself, and then comes down and sends the 53 down into the 0-2. Let's ride on board with Zach Murtis down to the inside wall.
Oh, this is going to be a hard hit.
I'll bring in Zach Murtis for his opinion. Broadcaster by day, racer by night, and everything else in between. We'll bring in Zach Murtis. I'd imagine you can't be happy, Zach, with what happened, but what did happen from your point of view?
I really don't know, honestly. Just took a look at the replay and saw everything that happened, so I see what happened with Rocky coming down a little bit and hitting the 53, which just barely, it barely got me, and I don't know. I'm a little dejected because I knew I had the pace when the initial caution came out, and it could have benefited me in a lot better of a way than it did. And I knew that I was going to have the pace to get back up there with those guys because I nailed the tire strategy. I pretty much caught the same brake that I did in the Victory Fuel 125. The caution came out after a spin that inadvertently involved me, and I was going to take advantage of the caution, take advantage of the tires, and run my way back to the front. And on my way up there, it just it got derailed.
Dejected is I think, fair assessment, a fair emotion after all of this. Here's the hit one more time for us on the replay. Boom, into the inside wall. Is there any rebounding from this, even a few laps down, or is it just completely destroyed?
Oh, no. I tried to get it back to pit road. The left front was disconnected, and I was going to roll it around behind the pace car, and I couldn't turn it, and I hit the wall again, and, well, it disconnected the right front. So I think we're done for the night. This Murtis Racing Chevy Camaro was really fast, and I had to make a few last-minute adjustments to the paint scheme, put Pit Stop TV, turn 1 on there. All my great partners I couldn't put them all on there, but it's a rough night for us. We were going for that big payout, and thanks to Andrew Reigel for everything he does for this series and everything we get to do here. And I'm glad you gave me the night off, Andrew. Thankfully, Mason was able to chip in and help out on the broadcast. So I'll be sticking around though, watching everything. And if you guys need me, you can give me a holler.
Well, best of luck in the next one whenever it comes around. Zach, good to talk to you, and we'll see you for Icon Sunday night.
Yeah, hopefully.
That's never that hesitation is never what you want. But hey, Zach, it's good to talk to you, and hopefully the next one goes the right way.
Yeah, let's keep rolling, guys. Pit Stop TV, keep tuning in, guys. It's going to be a great restart right here.
Move Zach back down with his friends and let him catch up after all of that. That's not how he wants things to have gone this evening, but here we go. Inside of 40 to go now. Fuel mileage squarely out the window. Green flag back in the air at California. So trying this green flag thing one more time on lap 64 now of 100. Coming up on 2/3 of the way through this race. Josh Cottle out front, and it's Chubb Shockley and Jacob Harberts.
Yeah, and with all these cautions, these guys most definitely have enough fuel to make it to the end now. So if we get a green flag run to the end, we won't be seeing much pit stops, that's for sure.
Here comes McCullum, going to give a shot to his shop teammate. Teammates now out front at California. Josh Cottle, Alex McCullum. Oh boy. The rest of the field doesn't know what they're in for.
Yeah, I'd be nervous if I were them. Gosh, he's going to fly around the outside. Wow.
Tyler Reddick speed on the outside. Here comes Chubb Shockley.
I was not ready for that.
So McCullum shoots ahead to the race lead, and there goes Cottle. I thought teammates would pair up and get away from the field. No, Cottle sinks down to 7th. McCullum under fire from the 5.
Yeah, a little bit of interesting teammate strategy there. I mean, I guess McCollum had the speed and he wasn't going to get rid of it. So, but I'm surprised that Josh Coleman didn't really get that good of a run. I wonder if he had to back out of there, but we will have to see with that later.
3 wide for the 3rd spot. Rocky Boyd on the outside. And he's going to get put in the wall by the 24. They're going to hang on. Everybody fans out down low. 3 wide down the back stretch. Here we go.
These guys are beating and banging no matter where they're at. Oh my gosh.
That was Andrew Chapman of the 24. He gets tight again, this time into Scott Fritz. Fritz hangs on, and one car spinning. It's Selby in the 4. And Selby's going to run right down pit lane, and I'm sure he's going to ask for a pit penalty to be cleared. I don't know if he's going to get it.
That's the fastest you'll ever see someone go down the pit lane in a while.
Lap 67 now.
Oh,
out of 100. Noah Wilson on the inside. Just hangs on to the race car, but here we go. Pass for the race lead. Rocky Boyd, lap 67.
That's a big change from the earlier incident we just saw him with Zach. So big change of speed, but I would assume that McCollum's going to have something to say about that coming out of 3.
McCollum pushes him for now. Shockley sits back in 3rd. Harberts and Thronberg, your top 5.
Ooh, McCollum playing with fire there. Almost spun around Boyd there. That would have been a bad incident because that would have taken out some drivers for sure. Let's stick to the rear end of him. That might be a good idea here. See if you can get the run out of 4. He's going to the top. Gonna try. See what he does here.
I would say the 1 car is pushing the daylight out of the 16, but there is no daylight. It's complete pitch black, and here comes the run now. Let's see where McCullum goes. He's going to go down low and go for the race lead. This time across the stripe, they're thousandths of a second apart, and McCullum takes the lead and back away.
Yeah, we're really seeing that outside be made for those overtaking points, but he's sticking with it a little bit. Hopefully he knows how that takes on your tires, but maybe he's just trying to get a little bit of distance to avoid behind him.
On board with the 5 car of Chubb Shockley. We've enjoyed this perspective a lot this evening as he sits back down the 3rd spot, following Rocky Boyd down to turn 3. You see him get down low, staggering to the inside to get that air on the left front and help the car turn.
Yeah, I thought Boyd might have been a little aggressive there and sent it, but good on him to keep it clean, keep it respectful, understand that we still have 31 laps to go.
A long ways to go still. Spinning,
Caution.
crashing, Benjamin Wirt around out of turn 2. And he was not alone in this.
I think Robert Puckett might have been the other driver involved in this situation.
Let's watch from the onboard of Benjamin Wirt. You're going to see 1 car sliding into turn 1. It's going to be Ty Dickinson. Watch this here to the 1st corner. Wait for it. Look at that 67 way out sideways. I think that's where this comes from. You see they check up. There's the 53 getting spun. And Puckett's involved.
Yeah, I think Puckett got one of the harder impacts out of it, that's for sure. He didn't really have much where to go. Moquin kind of started coming up a little bit. No fault of his own. I mean, he's got the momentum. And then Puckett just getting that rear end of the situation there.
Moquin got hit by Scott Fritz.
Yeah. That's just a hard hit there by Puckett and Moquin.
See it all happen there at turn 1. Chapman goes to the middle. Fritz comes down, gets into the 53 car of Moquin, and that sends Moquin down into the 14 of Wirt. Ends up collecting the 30 of Puckett, and that is how that all boils out.
Yeah, I love that view you just showed there. You could see the speed that Puckett was coming in when he hit Moquin. That was a fast and hard impact. And we see Coming from pit, it might be trying to take tires. I was just about to ask you, in this situation, maybe would you possibly take tires here?
I don't know. This is a tough spot to be in. You take tires here, you might be taking the last set of the night. I don't know that I would take them yet. But we're going to see Rocky Boyd, Aaron Smith, and others come in, at least for fuel, if not for tires.
This could be a call if it's a green flag.
If you have 2 sets, I think take tires here. If you've got 1 set, you got to stay out.
Yeah. If this ends up going green, I mean, I don't think it will, but if this does end up going green the rest of the way, you have made a great call. But say this goes green or yellow with 15 to go, you will have a big disadvantage to the guys who still have a set extra to use. But that's the risk you got to play.
Well, we'll see what happens here on this restart and this next run. These guys have been on the racetrack now for 15 to 19 laps. That's a while. Even with 30 to go, that is a while.
Yeah, with how hard these guys were racing up front, that's a good amount of laps because they were trying everything to beat and bang and get up and get positions.
Want to go over the prize structure for this race. It's $75 to win this thing, 50 to go second, 30 for third, then 20 and 15 for your top 5. So a big chunk of change for these drivers and a $25 difference between first and second. I would do a lot of things for $25. I don't know about you.
I am a college student, and that's all I need to say there. I would take $25 in a heartbeat.
Oh
no!
iRacing just crashed. Oh, okay.
Beautiful paint job there.
I'm a little bit confused. This is hasn't happened to me in a long time. iRacing just disappeared on us, so we will take a step back and rejoin iRacing, I suppose.
Would you like for me to announce what is going on while you are loading back up iRacing?
We'll take a quick break and enjoy some messages from our partners here at Pit Stop TV. Apologies here. This is, well, it happens every once in a while. It's been one of those nights. Tricks and treats along the way, but we'll load back into the session here shortly. And you know what? This is an opportunity then, actually, instead of going to commercials, to talk about what's upcoming for us at the channel one more time. Next up, it's the Martinsville Speedway for the Icon Cup Series. Structure there is a Final Four over 3 races. 3 rounds of racing in that final round. And it all started at Miami last week. We had 4 drivers with a chance to win the championship. One of those drivers has been parked very openly by the series admins, has been parked. And Vincent Loria no longer has a chance to go for the championship. He's parked for the last 2 races of the season. That leaves Brian Smith, Nathan Finnegan, and one Charlie Widener to fight it out for the championship. Then on Wednesday, a week from today, it's a very different picture, where everything is opened up for the Simrat Market Series. We're 3 races in, going for race 4 at Las Vegas, and everything is yet to still be learned. They have a, I believe, 12 race regular season, a 6 race chase, where it's just a straight up race for the championship, just points, no extra eliminations or anything like that. A very simple series format for the Simrat Market Series by No Limit Racing on Wednesday nights. Then Sunday, November 10th, it's back to Phoenix to wrap up the championship for the Icon Cup Series. And that is that. You can catch all of that and more on the social media platforms down below. Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, and X. We broadcast to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. As we get back into the iRacing.com session, give me just a second here, and we'll get picture back up on your screen. That's how we do it. We'll do it live if we have to. Not how we want to do things sometimes, but we are back. We've got cars on the racetrack with Alex McCullum out front.
Yeah, and while we were gone, I don't know exactly who it was, but someone took a big hit to the outside wall and he just disappeared. So I don't know what happened there.
I would guess it might have been Matt Allen. He's one lap down in the pit lane.
Yes, that's who it was.
Well, 25 to go, and we're trying to crash.
Ooh, they're getting there. That was coming back to the earlier incident. I forgot who that was, but same incident there where compacting cars caused an incident.
Chubb Shockley with a push from Andrew Chapman. Inside of 25 to go. McCullum blocks. He goes all the way to the inside lane. Chapman gets a little bit tight. He was real tight that last run. And here comes Rocky Boyd.
Woo! Gave a shot to Shockley there. That could have been a big incident if he did not save that car. He's gonna try to go on the outside. 3 wide, come out of 4. 2 wide, see if they make it through. Ooh. Oh!
Wow, what a move. That was another move. Aaron Smith runs right in the back of Alex McCullum.
Wow.
Nearly wrecked him.
That, oh my gosh, I don't even have words for that. That was close.
Chapman through the middle now in the 24 car. He's going to split the 70 and the 1 with Rocky Boyd leading the race. Chubb Shockley now pulling on through in third. Noah Wilson back up into the front. He's fourth. On board with Wilson.
These shots to the back are getting heavier and heavier every time they do it. They're getting more sketchy.
There's a big one to Shockley. From the 8 of Wilson, runs right over the 5 car. Shockley goes for a slide and hangs on to the race car. I don't know how.
I guess that one pretty hard there. That was good.
Here we go, Rocky Boyd, Andrew Chapman moving around, dancing for the race lead.
Oh, he's getting loose. Woo! Oh. These top two have just been through the ringer there. First Boyd getting loose, and then Chapman got loose off the corner. This
3 wide.
This could end up being a wreck soon. Hopefully, I hope not. This is good racing, but with the way these guys are racing.
Oh, Rocky Boyd, leave him some room. Rocky, leave him some room. Oh, Wilson and Chapman. Chapman's going to hook the 24, the 5, 8
They
numbers.
saved it.
Jeez.
How did they save that?
I don't know. Well, you know what I do know? We're about to take 20 laps to go with Rocky Boyd out front.
I'm still amazed at the fact that was not a wreck.
They're still trying back there. Aaron Smith got blocked by the 8 of Wilson. And here we go for the race lead again. Rocky Boyd, Alex McCullum.
This is go time now. These guys are trying all their might to see if they can just get that little sliver ahead of the lead. But they gotta watch out. They can't give Fritz too much time. He is shown that he can throw it in those corners, get the speed, and get out front. Once he gets that clean out of his nose, Fritz is fast.
Scott Fritz down low has an advantage over Alex McCullum through the corner, but McCullum has the run off the corner. Here comes Harberts on the outside in the 80 car. A return to the front for the 80. Remember, Harberts started this race from pole position, led a bunch of laps to get this thing rolling, and has been kind of mixed around since then. Wants to get back up to that front position and lead this race again, as they are all over the place on the backstretch. Here comes Aaron Smith.
They are racing hard. And we just talked to him earlier. Aaron Smith has made a charge. He has put himself all out there. He's gonna take second here. He's gonna get the run. And it's looking like Harberts is going to stick with him. So Aaron Smith get the second. See if he can go fight Boyd up front.
Tires are starting to wear out and make more of a difference. If you've got those tires from that most recent caution, it's going to matter a whole lot more these last 17 laps if this thing can go green.
If this goes green, Boyd and Smith made a
Oh,
excellent...
it's not going to go
Oh!
green. Josh Cottle,
Oh.
Andrew Chapman, Ty Dickinson. And
That might stay
Dickinson,
green.
wow, it's going to stay green. I don't know how.
Yeah, it went down to that apron. I don't know how they're not throwing the caution yet. This is insane. I almost commentator cursed the top two who just took tires.
Unbelievable stuff. Oh, and Alex McCollum, I thought was sideways there for a second. Scott Fritz gets into the wall. Here comes Selby on the inside. He's back in this race. But everything's starting to string out. And we saw earlier, once these guys get into a long run, it's real difficult to break it.
Yeah, these top two right now, they're showing it why those fresh tires matter. Those two are taking the lead. Not that much of a lead, because you got to remember Noah Wilson and Jacob Harberts have also taken tires, but as of right now, Boyd and Smith are expelling the gap just a little bit not too much, but just a little farther than what these guys want, and they might start breaking the draft here soon.
Wilson painted the outside wall that time through 1 and 2, running the boards and got a big run down the backstretch. He's drafting off the back end of the 70 car. This time he's going to go down low.
That was a big catch up for these guys back here in third and back. They needed that push. They needed to work together. They need to work together in order to catch these top two, because these top two are flying. They are putting their cars out there and getting it going.
Look at how close he is to the boards. This is crazy.
Woo!
He is up there.
He knows what he's doing. He is getting it done. He's making it so he can get that third and back up there. They're getting closer, ever so close. So maybe we might start making a battle here soon.
Well, he's been getting closer. Everybody else is being left behind. The 8 car just keeps getting closer to the 70 by running that top side in 1 and 2 and getting a run down the backstretch. It's a run here on the front straightaway. You see, is within 4/10 now, just about, with 14 laps to go.
He's
right
gonna
back
get
up top.
there. I'm just scared for his tires. He is burning them up. I hope that he can make them withstand for these next 14 laps.
You have to, though. You have to do something, right? You have to try and get up there. Even if it uses the tires up, you've got to try and get there to have a chance.
Oh, for sure. I 100% agree with you on this, but I personally just hope that he's made his way up there. I just hope those tires are forgiving and are not too hot and too warm in order to go up there and fight for that win.
Rocky Boyd and Aaron Smith run nose to tail. The 8 car of Wilson is caught up, and he's bringing Harberts along with him. Harberts and the rest of the field: McCullum, Selby, Thronberg, Bentley, Fritz, and Henderson. That time, Wilson got the wall.
Yeah, those tires are starting to wear a little bit, Noah. You gotta be careful with that. Those are gonna start getting a little tight there.
Runs a little bit higher through 3 and 4, making sure he's got air on the nose of the car. But we'll have the run off the corner through the draft here. Just a quarter second back of Aaron Smith. Gonna go right up top.
I like his play in 3 and 4 where he just sticks it a little bit above Aaron Smith so he gets that nose or air on his nose. But I think for 1 and 2, he's asking a little too much out of the car. I think he needs to run the bottom with him, get those tires a little cooled down. He's gonna start wearing them out a little too much than I would personally like.
I don't know. He just caught up. He's getting to the outside now of the 70 maybe. Trying to get there. That was 12 laps to go. This time by will be 11. And he's got Harberts right behind.
Oh, and
here comes Aaron Smith.
He's going to try.
And Boyd covers up the top side. Boyd goes all the way up to the boards. He's going to have a run off the corner. Smith is going to come up and clear the 16 car and try to cover up that run. But here comes Boyd to the inside. All the way down to the inside. Harberts is there. McCullum has joined the party. 5 cars now out front.
I love that shot. You see all these cars taking every lane, seeing if they can just get a little bit out of the car that's not there. But they're trying their hardest. They are trying to get up there, make this battle up to first.
McCullum rolls out of the gas and falls back a little bit, assesses his situation ahead of him. Cars down low, cars up top, cars all over the place. 10 laps to go that time by. And I think these guys all want it to go green right now. I don't think any of them want a caution. I think they just want to race this thing out.
Oh, if they got a caution right now, that would destroy their strategy. All those guys back there that have a fresh set to be able to get up there and pass these guys. You don't want a caution now.
Yeah, but we don't know exactly who's got a set left. We'd find out in a hurry.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Smith to the inside, Boyd down low, trying to block it, can't block it. He'll run through the middle of the racetrack as Aaron Smith goes all the way to the basement. Wilson runs all the way up top. Harberts gets alongside of him. The top 2 stay the top 2, and they fight for third on back.
And you can't count any of these guys out back, especially McCollum. He has been just sticking behind these guys. He could be trying to save his set a little bit more, and he's now starting to make a charge up front. He's going to try to see if he can get up there, and he might have this set saved way better than these top 2. But he might go up here and try to make a run.
I would say this entire top 8's got a great chance all the way down through Henderson.
Oh, big hit to the wall for Wilson there.
Wilson, McCullum, and Boyd all running the top side of the racetrack. Harberts and everybody else down low. They're going to have a run off the corner, but they're not close enough to Aaron Smith to do anything with it. And I think that top side gets worse with every lap that passes. I think it's good still, but the advantage goes away with every passing lap. As you see there on the bottom side, Boyd takes the lead away from Aaron Smith. Here comes Alex McCullum. He got a top side run.
Yep, 3 wide.
3 wide at California for the race lead. And McCullum splits the 2 of them, goes back to the race lead here at California in the Jack-O-Lantern 200. Reigel Promotions puts on all kinds of events throughout the week, throughout the month.
Oh!
This is just the latest edition. The Jack-O-Lantern 200 at California. NASCAR Cup Series cars, the Gen 6 cars at Auto Club Speedway. And look at what it's giving us. 3 wide racing for the win. 7 laps to go the last time by. We're coming to 6.
He's going to cut him off here. He's not going to have really much there to go because he's got Smith on the bottom. Oh, this is going to be shaping up to be a good finish.
McCullum goes high, Boyd goes low. Aaron Smith gonna nose ahead of the 1 car, and Alex just doesn't get, I mean, he gets a run off the corner, but he's just so far back, losing all the time through the corner. Can he still make a move? Doesn't try it there, but I think he could have.
He definitely could have sent that. I think, oh my gosh, I don't know who that is on the bottom.
Kronberg.
He was sent that thing on the bottom. He is taking advantage of these guys running that top side. But he's going to get pushed back here just a little bit as they stack up there. But he's made up positions from where he was last lap.
McCullum to the race lead. They're working the top side now. McCullum, Boyd, everybody working up top. And contact there. McCullum hangs on to the race car. You can't do that in the next gen. 5 laps to go.
On the next gen, you would be either sent around or you would have a massive wreck.
Contact! Oh, Boyd turns left into McCullum. They hang on to it.
Oh, wow.
This full contact gloves off racing is just not possible in today's NASCAR Cup cars. These things you can do it with. 4 laps to go.
Yeah, the amount of skill these guys are showing right now is insane. The amount of saves we've seen is insane. I don't know how this thing hasn't gone caution if I'm being honest.
Well, 4 laps to go. Let's hope we can run all 4 without a caution flag. Aaron Smith all the way down low, trying to work the bottom. McCullum up top. McCullum's going to have the run and take the lead back away. Wilson staggers out to the inside. Boyd all the way down low, clips the apron. He's going to move all the way forward, though. Slides ahead of the 8 car and now falls back. Here comes the 28. He's going to hook him. Crash. There goes the 8.
Oh, that's not what they wanted to see. I think a little bit of frustration there. Oh.
We watched it happen live. We'll watch it again.
I think that might have been a little frustration showed there by Tyler Bentley.
Boyd sends it up underneath Noah Wilson here at a 3. And that sets all of this up. Boyd up top. Henderson did not want to follow, and Boyd gets turned down into the 16. That clips Harberts, that clips Bentley.
Huh. I don't know what my take is on that one. Wow.
I don't know if Henderson just misjudged it or what.
Just the speed difference between the two is insane. Oh, I think he tried to go up to that 4th lane, but I think he sent her up there just a little too late. The speed difference, I think, is what got him there.
I don't know if I can even call that a block, but let's catch pit stops here. Everybody's in the pit lane. Everybody's got a set left, apparently. Look at them all. Harbert stays out. He must not have a set. But Shockley and everybody else is in. Chapman first off the pit lane. He ran straight through, that's why.
Oh. The best thing about this is our first green-white checkered of the night.
McCullum, Henderson, then Smith, the first 3 out of the pits. You see them all exit.
This is going to be tight. These guys are going to race for everything they have. Every driver that was back here that didn't have the speed, they got that short run speed now, so you're going to be seeing some, dare I say, very scary moves.
Probably. Take a look here, bottom right of the screen, though. And it's the NASCAR-style overtime rules. We'll have 2 laps. A green lap, a white lap, and then checkered flag to end it. If the green lap is completed, the race is official. If the green lap is not completed, we'll restart again. After all attempts are used, a caution can end the race. That's if we go through 3 attempts and cannot get a clean restart. A clean restart would be to the white flag with no issues. Whatever happens on that white flag lap, whether it's a clean green lap, or as long as we can get to the white flag, whether there's attempts remaining or not. The white flag is the white flag. The next flag ends the race. That will be the checkered flag. They race it out on that last lap. So if we can get 1 lap in, they race it out. If we can't get 1 lap in, we restart until we can get 1 lap in, or we run out of attempts.
How many green-white checkers do you think
3.
we have? You think it's... Well, like, I mean, how many of them are we going to take? Do you think we're going to keep on this one? Or do you think we're going to use them all up?
My answer's the same. I think 3.
Oh, I thought you were trying to answer, like, I know they got 3, but you think they're going to use the 3, but that's fair. So
I think all 3.
I think we're going to see 2.
We'll see. Jacob Harbert's out front. I think we'll definitely at least use 1 more.
Yeah, the way these starts have been.
Harbert's on old tires. Chapman on old tires. So the front row is going to go nowhere on the restart. Oh, boy.
I'm scared for them. I'm personally scared for them.
I think they're hoping for more incidents. I'm not sure why. I mean, obviously, if you don't have tires, you don't have tires. But I'm not sure what else you could hope for in that position. Here we go, the iRacing.com pace car back to the safety of pit lane. Into overtime at California. Green flag back in the air. Let's race this thing out. Green, white, checkered style. Watch this first corner. Chapman down low. Harbert's up top. He's going to work down to the bottom. Let's see how fast he gets swallowed up. Here come the new tires. McCullum out front. Chubbs Shockley going to pull on through. He's going to have a run into turn 3. He's going to take it low. If we get this first lap complete, the restart is official. We race it back to no matter what happens.
Oh, they are getting loose. Oh, one
car spinning. It's a 28. Henderson.
White.
We're going to keep racing. White flag brought to you by Whiplash Simcams. There's contact. Shockley going to go around. Maybe he's going to just drift and hang on to the car.
Oh,
Thronberg spins. Aaron Smith breaks through.
Side by side, the leaders. Oh, Aaron Smith's got the run there. Will McCollum send him in the corner there.
Absolutely incredible. Smith leading into turn 3. Here comes Tyler Bentley on the inside. He's going to drift up. And out of turn number 4, Aaron Smith is going to go to victory lane in the Jack-O-Lantern 200.
Wow, what a race. What a finish. Wow. So many incidents back there.
It's a green-white checkered for you at California. He's the one driver we talked to mid-race that wasn't Zach Murtis. He's the broadcaster. Well, yes, he was driving in the race, but Aaron Smith, the only other driver we talked to today. And we'll be talking to him again. Incredible. Alex McCollum, Tyler Bentley, your top 3. They'll each earn some cash. Matthew Selby climbed back to 4th. Rocky Boyd 5th. We'll go over the full results here in a moment. But it's a big, smoky burnout for Aaron Smith on the front stretch.
What a win by him. He totally deserves that.
We'll talk to the top 3 here in just a few moments after we go over your full race rundown and race results. But Aaron Smith goes to victory lane this evening. Let's dial up the replay and take a look at our Whiplash Simcams race results. Aaron Smith out front. Alex McCullum 2nd place. Tyler Bentley 3rd. Then Matthew Selby and Rocky Boyd. Josh Cottle exactly 1 second and 3/1000ths of a second back. The top 5 all within 1 second coming to the stripe. Then Bill Miller, very quiet day for Bill. Noah Wilson, Ty Dickinson, and Derek Patetti, your top 10. Mason, here's a look at 11th through 20th. Highlights would definitely include Jack Mason, Jacob Harberts, Andrew Chapman there on old tires. I would say Tim Henderson and Blake Thronberg, also a couple of highlights. Scott Fritz as well. Chubb Shockley, oh my gosh, what happened to him?
So many drivers, especially Scott Fritz and Shockley, they've been up front all night. I feel so bad for them. They were driving so hard in that last lap. That caught them there. So sadly, they fell down the order, but that's how racing is around these places. White flag, gotta go for all your money.
You see 21st through 28th. 28 total drivers showed up this evening. Robert Puckett, Zach Murtis. A couple of highlights back here. Sheldon and Jonathan Adkins out early. And Michael Eckhart, I believe, just made the start of the race and not much more. Let's talk with our race winner, Aaron Smith, after 102 laps at California. Aaron, we talked to you mid-race. Did you think we'd be talking to you again as the race winner this evening?
Not really. I mean, that was a crazy race. I'm surprised we all survived that big run and the that big pack we had with about 40 laps to go. But yeah, that was a blast from start to finish.
You win the Jack-O-Lantern 200, $75 as well. That's got to feel like a pretty nice payday. It's going to fund your iRacing habit for a little bit longer at least and keep you on the sim. What's next for you here on iRacing?
I'm not too sure, honestly. This is the season for charity races, so I think I've got a few more coming up here in the next month. But as for the logo on the side of my car, the Aspiring Driver Shootout's coming up with PT Autosport up at the New Jersey Motorsports Park, and I'll be competing in that, so that'll be pretty fun here in about a week and a half. But yeah, aside from that, I'm not too sure what my schedule looks like, but hopefully it'll look up soon.
Wow, that's really cool. I had no clue that was even going on. Well, congratulations for making it into that aspiring. I see the aspiring drivers one on the side of the car. Congratulations making it into that. Congratulations winning tonight, and hopefully we're talking to you again soon, Aaron.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank all the folks at Reigel Promotions for putting this race on, y'all for broadcasting, all the folks for watching. I'm looking forward to getting back at it whenever I show up next year on Pit Stop TV. It's always a pleasure.
Absolutely, the famously yellow car this evening, fitting our color scheme here at Pit Stop TV. We love to see it. We'll move Aaron back down and we'll grab second place, Alex McCullum. We talk to Alex almost on a weekly basis in the Sim Auto Racing Association. We talk to him all the time with short track wins and whatnot. This evening, one spot shy of a win here at Auto Club Speedway. Alex, is there anything else you could have done with Aaron there?
I don't know. I mean, I told Chubbs to run top right there to block Aaron's backstretch speed, but it was kind of a miscommunication right there. I mean, I kind of wanted to go middle, and because I told Chubbs to go run top to block Aaron's run, but I feel like he came down. I didn't turn in early enough, but that costed us the win. So I apologize if that was my fault, but overall it was a fun race. I mean, I went through a lot there. I went a lap down, got my lap back, came I don't know how many times through the back to the front, but it was fun.
What's next for you, Alex, both in real racing and virtual racing, as you see the contact there between you and Chubbs to end this race? What's next for you on the sim and in real life?
For sim, I'd probably say the fall brawl coming up for Sarah. We'll probably start preparing for that here in a couple weeks. Try to get another fall brawl win. I've been so close the last couple of years. Just our tire strategy hasn't been the greatest in that, but decided to come have some fun tonight. Josh told me there's a race going on tonight. I had nothing going on, so I'm like, let's do it. Let's have some fun.
Well, it's good to see you for sure. Congratulations. P2 is still a solid payday and a solid night at the races. Hopefully we're talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
That's Alex McCullum finishing second place this evening. We'll move on down to grab Tyler Bentley, who from the get-go was involved in a couple of incidents, and the night seemed to be going completely wrong for you, Tyler. What happened, though, there at the end to get you through to the front?
I just went down the pit lane. I had 2 minutes of optional repair after that, and that caution that we got before the green-white checkered, I was just a part of it. It happened in front of me, and I tried locking it down, and the 8 just slid right up across my nose before I had a chance to avoid him. And so I was just like, well, let's head it down to the pit lane, put 4 fresh tires on it, and see what happens. And I just stuck it around the top, followed the 4 there, and we had a great run through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway on the green-white checker, the initial green. And I know some stuff happened down below us, and I just kept following him, and people were spinning, and the next thing you know, I was 4th on the white flag coming out of turn 2, and just drove it hard into 3 and came away with a 3rd. Definitely not the night that I wanted. I felt as though I could have been a little bit better off, but got in an early spin. I don't know if that was my fault or not, but was able to recover from it. Got a top 3, and I can't really be happier than that.
Absolutely, a very long night for you. Ends up at a top 3, and that's $25 as well, plus whatever awards you might get this evening. So that's got to feel like a win in and of itself, right?
Oh, absolutely. After the night I had, I mean, the racing was crazy. I'm sure you guys saw it all. For a lot of it, I just said, I'm going to kind of trail behind everybody, the lead pack, and just kind of pull the draft and try to ride as much as I can, because I'd already been involved in early accidents. So, and just seeing the crazy moves into these corners and the 3 and 4 wide, it was fun and hectic all at the same time.
Well, it's good to catch up with you, especially after the long night that you had. Congratulations on P3. That's a solid effort, a solid payday, and hopefully we're talking to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Tyler Bentley this evening in the 3rd spot, and boy, what a show it was this evening here at the Auto Club Speedway. California always puts on a show. This evening, though, was something special.
Yeah, I'm super excited you invited me to come do this. This was a blast. I love watching racing. I love doing this type of stuff. And these guys put on a show. As you see fireworks right there, because this race was fireworks. A lot of explosions there, a lot of explosions there. And whoop, there's another one. Boom. So it was fun to watch.
Next up for us at Pit Stop TV, we've got the Icon Cup Series on Sunday. We've talked a lot about it, so I won't bore you with all the details this time around, but make sure to tune in for some short track NASCAR-style racing this Sunday at Martinsville Speedway, then on through to the SimRat Market Series at Las Vegas and Icon Cup Series season finale at Phoenix, and more from there. Check out everything we have to offer on social media, and check out Reigel Promotions for your next sim racing event. They can get it done. I mean, there's events all the time. I'm going to look across the Discord really quick, actually, because the binder I was handed was a little bit outdated as far as upcoming events. So next up, we've got, let's see, the 305 Night Owl Association, Night Owl Racing Association Harvest Cup is still happening. That's on Mondays from October 14th through December 2nd. We've got the 360 Harvest Cup, so it sounds like a lot of dirt racing going on, and just events all the time at Reigel Promotions. Thanks to Andrew Reigel and his team of admins that make these races possible. There is always an event happening coming up soon. A lot of great broadcast partners with them that usually cover their events. I'm just glad we were able to step in for the night and lend a hand where we could. Congratulations to Aaron Smith with the race win. Any parting words here for us before we shut this thing down?
I want to thank all of you guys out there for watching, thank the sponsors who make this possible, and if anyone out there is wanting to see more, make sure you follow us on our socials, and have a great night to all of you guys.
I want to thank all the partners with Reigel Promotions, Admin Box, QuickTime Designs, Elevated Television, Extreme Rap Studio, Buckeye Racing Network, Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions, Reigel Promotions, Victory Fuel, and Premier Racing Setups. Thanks for tuning in this evening. It's been a pleasure as always. We'll catch you all in the next one. Until then, have a great night.